And we are live. Hi, everyone. Mitch Jackson here, Human.Social Show. My guest today is Matt Barnett of Bonjoro. And did I pronounce that right? Is it Bonjoro, right?
That's it. That's it.
Okay. Well, it sounds better when you say it. I want to hear you say it with your accent.
Bonjoro.
Oh, that sounds so much better than what I just said. And this show, you guys, is all about shining a bright light on people, on companies that are doing good in the world, locally, nationally, and globally. Here we're talking video and live video and connecting all of us in this crazy upside down world, looking each other in the digital eyeballs. And that's why I reached out to Matt, and also affectionately known as Papa Bear. So why don't we start off with that, Matt? Tell us a little bit about who is Papa Bear, and tell us a little bit about Bonjoro.
Sure. So I'll just Bonjoro first. One-to-one personalized video messages sent at key points on the customer journey. 30-second videos just to connect individually with leads, with customers, to build micro relationships, leading to better conversions. Essentially what we do. Papa Bear, I'm a massive fan of brand. So because of video, we like to take customers on that journey and get them to kind of relax and kind of, I guess, detox and pull down those walls a little bit. So the brand of the business we build, we take it a little bit further. We kind of push, I guess, the kind of fun aspect of that. We have a bear logo. We try and characterize that. And I mean, the bear thing's kind of just got out of hand. It's become a thing. Everyone gets bear suits. We sponsor a bunch of koalas here because we're based out of Australia. The titles are kind of bled over, but essentially it's the idea is we want our customers to just, again, relax a little bit more, have a little bit more fun. Hopefully our brand takes them on that journey.
When you mention bear, is it like when we talk about football here in America, and I'm in Southern California, Matt's in Australia, football, soccer, when you say bear, are you talking about koalas, or are you talking about all bears?
All bears.
Okay. Because we are a show of inclusion. And so I want to make sure, it's funny, you guys, let's get real right now. Before we went live, I'm looking over at my big flat screen, watching what's happening in Washington, D.C. and the Capitol. And, it's a crazy world. And Matt, I think I'm a firm believer that the more communication we have, the more information we share, the better we can connect as human beings, the more misunderstandings we can avoid, right? The more of this kind of stuff that I'm watching. But it also steers me back to our conversation. What I love about video, what I love about what you guys are doing, is it allows us to connect, with customers, just like you and I are connecting right now with the 70 plus people that are watching us live, with literally the thousands or tens of thousands of people that will be watching the recorded show. And I want to encourage everyone, hit that share button before we get too much further into the show. Share this out to your audience. Learn more about how to use video with your marketing, your personal branding, your sales funnels. Hit the questions and come in and bring questions. Okay, we've got about 10 questions already from my community tech service. And for those of you on community, I'm sorry, things are lighting up. You're a pretty popular guy. I'm impressed, Matt. This is cool. If you ever come out here, we'll do some surfing and paddleboarding together. But you guys send your questions. If you don't want to submit your questions on the platforms, 949-577-7456. And I'll bring those questions up via text, and we'll have Matt, with time allowing, answer those questions. How does your company allow us to use video in our sales, in our funnel activities? How exactly does it work?
Yeah, so what we actually do is, specifically, it's called asynchronous video. So the idea here is very short video messages sent like one-to-one. So when a new lead comes in, let's say Jenny from Atlassian comes into your lead funnel, we ping one of your team, one of your sales team, one of your CS team, and say, hey, look, this is a great time just to drop Jenny a quick 30-second video, introduce yourself, show her that you care, and put a face to the brand. Jenny gets a notification on her phone or desktop, does a 30-second video for or your team does a 30-second video for Jenny. We show the information about that customer, so where Atlassian is, what her role is, what it is she's doing. Is she a highly qualified lead? Is she a low qualified lead? Do that 30-second video. Honestly, it's all about the power of a name. It's all about the power of stopping for 30 seconds and acknowledging somebody in person, not as a bot. We then take that and we deliver it and we package it up and send it off, and then we drive, I guess, additional actions from that user to book a call, to book a demo, to go and check out support, to go and take the next action in your software, to arrange a meeting. But really, it's about trying to make these little 30-second connections via video, because communication wise, text, I'm not a copywriter, like text is great. Like our world exists in text, but this is how we communicate. It's all about tone of voice. It's about the facial expressions. It's about our hands and waving them around and kind of and all this that makes us real. And I think with the world is, especially today, pulling down boundaries, showing that you care, getting the humans across in your business, like incredibly powerful for getting customers to want to come back and to respond and engage with your company and your brand.
Matt, one of the questions we have is, when you say using video, are you talking about in our email communications, text, on our blog post? If I subscribe to your company and I'm using your product and services, and let's say you're a potential customer, we've never met before, and I want to start that digital video dance, how do I use your service? What do you mean?
Yeah, so if you use, we deliver through email, or you can have links to go into any social, any other system you like. We actually plug and exist on top of any customer data system that you have. So if you're using a Salesforce or a HubSpot or an Intercom, or even down, if you're in e-commerce, down to things like Shopify, you plug this in and you decide per certain points on the customer journey when you think a video message will have an impact, and we can advise you and give you lots of education on that. So lead conversion, absolutely. When a customer hits that point, again, a lead comes into the funnel, somebody purchases for the first time, somebody books a demo, automatically one of your team is assigned a little notification which says, hey, Mitch Jackson has just come into your funnel. Like, this is what he does. This is his job title. This is what he's done so far. Drop him a video and say hi. So it's very much about timing as well. So it's about getting to somebody when at the point that, again, stepping in as a human is going to make a conversion point, amplify. But again, it all exists within your existing systems. So again, HubSpot, Shopify, like you name it, we'll plug into it.
Oh, really? Okay, that's very, very cool. I'll tell everyone out there, using this type of technology has allowed us to land big clients that other law firms tried to land. And the difference, Matt, was that other lawyers are either not returning a phone call, or they're responding with a text or an email, especially in today's COVID world. With me, they get a video, 30-second video. They get to see my face. They get to see how goofy I am. I use my hands. I use their name right. I reference their particular issue, and I'm done. And some of the technology we use allows me to see how many times that video has been opened up and shared, right? And so I can tell there's massive engagement, and then they reach back out and they hire us. Having said that, your back-end product or statistics or numbers that you mentioned, how does that work? So I'm a customer and I send that video out. How can I tell if that video has been effective, if people are watching it, other than them picking up the phone, calling me, and hiring me?
Yeah, so we'll track engagement across the board. Generally, anyone using the system, our averages, again, it varies, but our average open rates and kind of view rates are around about 80%. So it's pretty successful. It's pretty high impact over other comms systems. But we'll track that. We'll let you know. We'll even let customers communicate back on that video and get back in touch with you, so you get instant replies off that. And again, when you're sending these videos, the reason you're talking to customers is always because you want them to go take a next step, like to be that, right, to go and book a demo, book a call, get in touch. So in those videos, we have links for them to go and take an extra action, and we'll track if they go and do that as well. So do they go and pay? Do they book a call? Do they do X, Y, Z? And we'll track how successful that is for you.
So we're all in on video here. My mastermind, other lawyers in my communities, we get the power of video, and that's why I wanted to have you on. I want everyone to check out your product service. What other industries have you found who are taking advantage of the power of Bonjoro, the power of video? Is there any particular industry, occupation, or profession that are using this technology more so than others?
Yeah, so generally two buckets. One is, and these are kind of extremes. So you have the one which is where relationships are key. So financial services, wealth management, CPAs, legal, consultancy, like service industries, where again, the first 30 seconds, like you see someone, you go, I trust this person, like I want to take this further. Those instances, right, especially in kind of a more remote world now, where the relationship is key, and you want to work with people that you trust and that you're going to be like two-waying with, as we are today. So those industries are really, really effective. Conversely, the other side of the coin is industries where traditionally relationships have not been important. And this is things like software companies, e-commerce companies. You wouldn't think relationships matter there, because no one's doing it in those spaces. When you're a company that stands out and says, look, we're going to put support and service at the Yeah, at the top of our tree, it's the most important thing. We absolutely care about customers. And doing 30-second videos for people and saying a name, like, honestly, it shows that. As a competitive edge, it is awesome. And those industries, they may be small ticket prices. Like, take e-commerce is interesting. Yeah, someone's buying $100 item. You think it might be worth spending 30 seconds doing a video, but the reality is that person then might come back 10 more times over the next year, and so they end up becoming $1,000 client, and they might refer 5 more, so they might be a $5,000 client. So understanding the ROI on time, is interesting as well. But again, so like high relationship driven industries, and then low relationship driven industries where you want to do it as a competitive edge.
I love the fact that you said, if you want to stand out and be unique, this is the type of technology you can tap into and start utilizing in your company in providing services. Imagine lawyers answering questions using this type of technology with your company to stand out above all the noise. And there are a lot of good professionals out there, Matt, as you well know, but to stand out from all of the good professionals, maybe you need to raise the bar. You need to be unique. You need to be different. You can even be a little bit entertaining with this technology. Talk to us a little bit about what you. And by the way, we've got a lot of fans coming in all over the place now. For those of you submitting questions or comments on Facebook, you need to click the link that tells StreamYard it's okay to share who you are, right? So it displays there. Otherwise, Matt and I know this is someone, Matt, who loves you, and that means we like him or her also. But what are some best practices? What are some approaches? We've got, sales teams. We've got, companies that you've just referenced using your product. What are some best practices for how they can best utilize the advantages that Bonjoro provides? For example, how to use a video. How should they act on video? Should they pay attention to their background? Is it better to be real as opposed to fake and perfectly polished and professional? What are some of your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'll split this into two sections. We'll talk about the actual video themselves and then when to use video, because timing is everything. So look, I'll start with the when first, because that's kind of easier. 4 stages you want to use this. One is lead conversion. So first impressions, like, absolutely counts. Make your best first impression. Secondly is what we call activations. This might be a client that has come into your funnel, or a lead that you kind of like warmed up, has kind of got started. You want to make sure they get success with your company. This is more around customer success teams. We then get it used for retention. So clients have been with you for a year. Send them a Christmas video and say thanks so much for this year. Thanks for being a client. It means a load to us. Get them to stay longer. And then the fourth area is around referrals. So literally asking great clients for referrals, thanking for referrals. In e-commerce, following up after things have been delivered and asking to leave reviews on Trustpilot. So those are 4 areas where you want to use video and where it's very effective. In terms of doing video, so look, this does pertain to your brand. So we're a tech company, so we're absolutely transparent. I will do my videos, walking to the train station in the morning. I'll do it with my daughter running around my feet in my kitchen. Like that, we find that pulling down, these barriers helps, because that's how you build trust. If you invite people into your world, they'll invite you into theirs. Now, there is a balance here. If you are a wealth management company, obviously do it on brand. Wear your suit. Maybe drop the tie. I mean, this is the thing there. Like go that one little step further than you would do normally, maybe in the meeting room. So go that one step further. Drop the tie. As you build, rapport with clients, maybe if it's not a new lead, you can then maybe do it in the home, in the kitchen and stuff. And again, you'll be surprised what works. It seems to be, when we've done research, that the more authentic the video, the better received it is. Because again, this is all about trust. You're not actually negotiating deals on these videos. That's not the point of it. Yeah, you're here just to show that you care, to show that you're somebody that can be trusted, and somebody that is like the client. Like. And right now, given the world situation, like, we're all in this boat together. Everyone's having this whole struggle of, the world's melting down. How are we doing that, and family and work and all these crossover boundaries? And it's quite a nice time to force these barriers to drop, because you're like, hey, look, I'm in the same boat as you. Like this is a good thing. Let's band together. So I always go on the. I always push towards more authentic is better. Authentic's always better, but I think more transparency is better. But again, just match it to your brand and go that one little step than you normally would.
You want to be authentic, and I call it selectively transparent. For example, if I was trying to land Matt as a client, I wouldn't want a sink full of dirty dishes, in the back. But I happen to know Matt's a surfer, and if I was down on my paddleboard and I hopped on to maybe try to close a deal, from my board using Wi-Fi, my phone, my device, whatever it might work on, maybe there's a connection there. Maybe it's appropriate to go ahead and continue that dance using that type of approach. Speaking of devices, what devices does Bonjoro work with, on, or integrate with?
So any device, desktop through to all mobile devices. And my suggestion is desktop is wonderful, mobile is better. And I think there's two things here. One is you have the ability to move around and kind of like pick out better positions, do these on the move. The other thing is with mobile is you actually behave differently to a mobile device than we do to a desktop. I think there's still a hangover where desktop is like, this is the workspace, this is where we work, this is where we come to work, we turn up. Mobile is not. That's our personal space. It's where it's where our family lives, is everything else. So I think the way you behave just subconsciously is different and therefore more authentic to a mobile device. My advice is, and this is not just video, but like start to move mobile. It's going to be the way that we're all going, like over the next kind of 3 years anyway.
That every time I jump up on my soapbox, I tell lawyers, this is it. We're all publishing companies in today's world. This is what connects us. This is what we look at first thing in the morning and last thing before we go to bed. And if that's what we're using, that's what consumers are using too. So your product works on mobile devices, both Android and iPhones?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And what about browsers with respect to desktops, tablets, or laptops?
I think everything except maybe the older versions of Internet Explorer.
Which is probably what all the law firms are running. So
it's pretty good. Like Edge and stuff is fine. I think the older versions that just don't support video, unfortunately, there's nothing much we could do there.
Update your computers, you guys. Upgrade. Hit the upgrade, right? And the update button. It's really important for security reasons too. So I've got a couple of questions, if you don't mind, over on the side. And I have a lot of young business owners, a lot of Gen Y, Gen Z entrepreneurs that are part of my community, both offline and online. And I've got a few questions here. I'm just going to paraphrase. What got you interested in starting this company? And tell us a little bit about your journey. Growing up, have you always been kind of an entrepreneur? I mean, what led you down this path? That's what people want to know. Yeah,
so entrepreneur by birth, unfortunately, like in the family. Moved to Australia, started an agency here. Well, we ended up with clients UK, New York, Paris. So like I moved to Australia to surf when I was younger. I was like, I'm going to come here, like leave England, go and get in the water, and then ended up building a business that was all outside of Australia. And so we actually built Bonjoro as a hack because we would have leads coming in the evening here when we were offline, and we struggled to engage those because, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a copywriter. It's not my skill. I'm a very flamboyant, I'm a jazz hands kind of guy. So I started sending videos to every lead that came in. Every single day I would get a list and I would do a video for every single one. It was very time consuming. We built a bit of tech that helped us do that. And then lo and behold, one of those clients asked if they could use this video email tool. And we're like, hell yeah, go for it, try it out. They started using it, and then their clients started using it, and their clients started using it, and overtook the first business within about maybe 12 months. It was not a strategy. There was no grand master plan. It was an itch that we were trying to scratch of our own that turns out other people had, and then we just kind of followed that rabbit hole, I guess. Which
to me is how I roll. Just so you know, that's how I roll too. When I passed the bar, we're getting some good questions. When I passed the bar, Matt, I was clerking for 5 or 6 different lawyers, first generation lawyer, first person in my family to go to college. And I didn't have a clue as to how to build out my brand as a lawyer in Orange County. And here in Southern California, we have one of the largest bar associations in the nation, right? It's a lot of competition. But I just kind of went for it. Started practicing out of the back of my car, started playing basketball down Laguna Beach and doing the surfing. Back then it was sailboarding. I don't know if you sailboard, but back then we were windsurfing and sailboard, right? That's kind of what I grew up doing, and just kind of figured it out. But my secret was always moving forward, always, just getting up each morning and just trying to improve each and every day. And it works, right? So you just heard Matt Barnett talk about, we had a plan, but it wasn't something we spent 10 years designing in a spreadsheet. We freaking went for it. The clients wanted it, and it just worked out. We got a good question here from Joey Vitale, who is a trademark lawyer out of Chicago here in the United States, a tech guy, very, very good at sharing his human side as a lawyer for his clients and for his community. Any tips for those listening to the podcast version of this, which will drop next week? Joey asked, any tips on apps that integrate particularly well with Bonjoro and apps/zaps that Matt uses the most with it? Good question, Joey.
Yes, we have about 15 direct integrations. So into ActiveCampaign, HubSpot, Intercom. So it really depends what you use. Infusionsoft, Keep, Entrepreneur. So it depends what your company uses. We probably integrate into a lot of those directly. If you want to get specialist, we do integrate into Zapier. Those of you who are familiar with Zapier, we've been one of the fastest growing apps for the last few years. It allows you to do some crazy stuff. So you can segment out and and do videos for certain qualified leads at certain levels, and not other ones, depending how many times they purchased and everything else. So you can get kind of quite deep in the weeds. I would say use our direct integrations first. If you can't find your software, it will be on Zapier. If you wanted something highly specialist, talk to us. We have a few Zapier wizards here, and we can pretty much get anything to happen. But you'll see our integration base just build out and out. We're building kind of one a month at the moment now, so it's going pretty quick.
How long has Bonjoro been around providing these types of services? And it looks like what are your plans if you have any new plans or something moving forward, or you're rolling out in 2021?
Yes, we started 2017. And again, by accident, we kind of started investing in it, I guess, later in 2017, towards the end. Look, what makes us passionate is this idea of personalization at scale. So I always tell people, we always don't always get this, but we're not a video company. But the reason we use video is because in that initial instance, I was just trying to connect. Like I was just trying to be me in the best possible way, and video helps this. So I think the idea of personalized customer journeys and doing this with potentially thousands of customers in a meaningful way is incredibly powerful in terms of building your business. Like we can hold many more relationships now than we could have done 20 years ago. So how do you do that in the best possible way? Using things like video. We're also using other comms methods down the line, not this year, but eventually as VR becomes a thing. Like I would see us, if me and you, Mitch, could be sitting in a room, a VR room, having coffee, or with our boards and stuff behind us, that would be amazing. Next level.
That would be awesome.
But this year, it's looking at what other comm systems can we use at scale? How can we help you decide when and where to personalize? So when does it because everyone's time is important. It's the only thing that really matters. When is it worth you spending a minute on a customer? When should you be spending 5 minutes? When should you be spending 10 minutes? Depending on maybe that type of lead, how conductive they are to obviously the relationship side of things. Especially when it comes to things like driving advocacy. Like I think one of the areas as a business we always focus on is new leads, and that's awesome. But getting existing customers to go and talk about us is absolutely underutilized. And if you do things like this and you build relationships and you ask them, they will leave you reviews and they will shout from the rooftops. And again, I think that's an area that, the idea of building relationships, the natural outcome is you should be able to build a business faster because people should want to help you and talk about you. And I think there's a lot of underutilization there that we'd like to get into and kind of see if we can help our clients with.
I love that. I mean, that's, similar minds here when you say you're not a video company, but you use video to connect with your clients, prospective customers, and to help other people. I think of myself not as a lawyer, Matt, but as someone that likes to help people and help people fix problems, usually good people that maybe made a bad decision, and to help them get through it. And because I've changed my mindset, it allows me and empowers me and gives me permission to use this type of technology to reach out in an industry where a lot of lawyers weren't doing this a couple of years ago. They weren't doing this 10 months ago until COVID hit. We've been doing this for 10 years, right? And with video, and not as smooth as what you're using in your company, but in one shape, form, or fashion or another. Just quickly, and I want to respect your time. I know you've got a lot going on. We may have talked about this. I don't know if it was off camera before we went live or on camera, but we have people joining us a little bit late. Papa Bear, where did that come from again? It came from your love of bears, or did someone affectionately refer to you as a Papa Bear because you're a loving CEO to your team? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, so again, the brand, we use characterization, so we have a bear logo. The idea is a little bit of fun injected into our brands, trying to get customers to try and be more authentic and kind of be a bit more fun with their customers. Like I think it was a customer who said it first. They were like, "Oh, so you're like the Papa Bear of the group," and then I was like, yeah, and then it stuck, and then the whole team started calling me it. So again, it's just the thing that's happened. But I think this is a branding culture thing. the reason we build the things we do, the reason we can build good products that help people connect and build relationships is because we're a very personable team. So we're not that serious. We build great products, but we're a lot of fun, and so we understand, like, at its heart, what it means to do this. We're not, it's not just, we're not just turning up and trying to make $1 million. We're here because we love it, because we live it, and our brand hopefully reflects that and helps our customers come on the journey with us.
Well, I think it does. From everything I've seen, everything I've watched, people I've talked to, you're doing a good job of that. I've got a lot of people that are asking, how to get in touch with. It looks like we have a few friends of mine that would love to get you on their podcast and shows. We have some lawyers out here who are interested in learning more about the product and service. And so for those of you who aren't watching, but you're listening to the podcast version of this next week, Matt, what's the best way for people to reach out to learn more about the company? What different options are available? And I guess the second part of that question is, if somebody would like to reach out to you or someone in your company to do a follow-up interview, what's the best way to go about doing so?
So if you want to check it out, head to bonjoro.com. Like, you can either sign up, get a trial, just start testing, or just have a chat to one of the guys online. We use 24-hour coverage. So teams here in Australia, we're in 5 continents. So South Africa, Europe, the States. So wherever you are, we'll try and match you with someone on a friendlier time zone. If you want to reach out to me, though, please do. Best place is LinkedIn. So head to LinkedIn and search for Papa Bear. It's pretty simple. I'm the guy in the bear suit. Reach out in person, hit me up. Love to help you out if I can. And if you have a chat to somebody again, I'll find the right team member in the right time zone for you. So let me know where you're based and have a chat to them, and they'll be able to advise you, not just about video, but about the idea of personalization and building relationships to do everything we've kind of talked about today.
I love that. And Bonjoros, BONJORO.com, everyone that's listening, just in case you're having challenges with the spelling. If you're like me and you're running, it's hard to assimilate all of this information at once. And you mentioned something about it has a free trial available?
Yep, so there's free trials, 14 days. There's actually a free account as well if you're just a small-time user and you want to go for that. Like we're not putting any barriers in the way of letting you go out there and test and use video for your business.
That's awesome. All right, you guys. So listen, step up, follow up, check out this platform, check out the video, ability to connect with video. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be articulate. I'm the perfect example of that. You do have to be good looking like Matt, but we'll leave that to his side of the world. And I think, Matt, the key is to take that next step, to check out the platform, and then to start using it, right? That's the key I've seen with a lot of professionals is they're smart, they know what to do, but executing, taking that next step is usually the roadblock because we're busy. We're busy and it takes time to learn something new. How long, before I let you run, how long will it take someone, maybe a sole practitioner, a small business owner, how long does it take to learn how to use Bonjoro?
So that initial setup, you'll need 15, 20 minutes to kind of get it all set up and integrated. Then honestly, my suggestion is just start with 10 to 20 videos. Just send 10 to 20 videos to existing customers. I mean, if you need leads and just say, just want to thank you for your business, and wish you a happy 2021. I mean, that's an easy place to start. You'll know very quickly. It's very binary. See the responses and you'll know yes or no. So again, it's one of the things where you don't need to go and invest hours of time. Give it a go. If you're busy, have one of your team do it. It doesn't need to necessarily be you as a founder. Find your most gregarious team member and send them out there. But it's not a huge investment. Just give it a shot. You'll find out within half an hour if it's the right thing for you.
Matt Barnett, Papa Bear, CEO of Bonjoro. Thank you very much for being on the Human.Social show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us with your questions. Please follow up with Matt, and I'm sure you're going to be happy with what happens next for you in 2020. My name is Mitch Jackson. This is the Human.Social show. Between now and next time, you guys enjoy the journey and make each day your masterpiece. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Matt.